Welcome back to Gamers Talk Games. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button as we dive into more fun Warhammer rules. Today we're talking about what is arguably the most important stratagem of the game, and that is Fire Overwatch. I've seen people use this, and sometimes it doesn't seem like it does anything at all, and sometimes it seems really devastating. Random, what's the best way to use this stratagem?
Yeah, so this stratagem is a lot more complex than it seems on the surface. There are timing issues, and there is, of course, just the strategic issue of when you should be using it. So the timing is when your opponent begins or ends a normal advance or fallback move. And so there's no hard and fast rule about which is better, if you should do it when they begin the move or end the move. What you really want to think about is things like, are they in cover at the beginning of this move? Will they be out of cover at the end of this move? Can I see them at the beginning of the move? Will I not be able to see them at the end of this move? Right? Those things will matter for the when you use it. Then the other thing to remember is you can use this when your opponent declares a charge, but you don't know if they're going to make that charge, and they don't know if they're going to make that charge. So a lot of times this can make your opponent reconsider statistically unlikely charge because they're opening themselves up to shooting for no reason at all. If they're not likely to make that charge, it really doesn't benefit them to declare that charge if you have an Overwatch available. As for like how you should use this, I think you always want to take into consideration the number of attacks you're going to be making because, right, you only hit on sixes. So statistically, right, if you're rolling 12 attacks with a unit that normally would hit 8 of those, if you fire Overwatch, you're only hitting with 2 of those. So you really want to think about how many hits am I going to get? How much damage is that going to do? And then, of course, the best weapon to use this with is flamethrowers. They automatically hit anything with the torrent keyword. So anything with the torrent keyword, you're going to use this. You're going to roll how many attacks am I going to make? And then you're going to go straight to, did I wound you or not?
That makes sense why you're always holding a command point when you have flamethrowers in your army.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a restriction on this stratagem that I think a lot of new players get wrong. Tell us real quick about the Titanic restriction.
Yeah, so sometimes people think they can't shoot their opponent's Titanic models with this stratagem. And the thing to remember is the target is your own unit. The unit doing the shooting is the target. So that means your Titanic units can't shoot Overwatch, but you absolutely can hit your opponent's Titanic units with an Overwatch.